I like to do when I teach is to help you think it through. You just can't go out and find a video to follow when all the variables are different. So over here on the board, so they want something, you know, soft and drawn back, and something small in this area. So there's two places that the hair could be hidden. One is in this area here, and another is that we can really tighten up the look down here. And so when we create a foundation in this area or this area, and what I call a veil of hair, so we leave out like a veil that we bring back, and we can get these softer looks with the veil of hair as opposed to all the hair. So that's going to be the trick. So the bride says, I want this look on everybody, and we can't say no. We can certainly talk about the variables, and sometimes, you know, guys, you're going to get a bridesmaid that is not happy because she doesn't want this look, and so you're going to kind of have to empathize with her and get the bride happy. And how can we make you happy? What would make you more happy? Well, I would really like more pieces. I would like the sides tighter, and some of those things you might be able to say to the bride. How much does it exactly have to look like the photo? Can I loosen up the sides for this one? Can I leave more pieces down in front for her? She seems a little self-conscious about her ears. So have a conversation with the bride, and the bride might say, oh yeah, sure, no problem. All right, so let's take this long head. We've got some good body. We don't have to prep her. She's got some good curl. And let's first address getting some of this softness up in here with this, and let's look at what we need for that. All right, so let's just pull out what we need for that. What we need for that is not a whole lot of hair. We just need what I call is a veil. So whenever I teach, I always talk about my sectioning system. Section 1 is the front, 2 and 3 are the sides, 4 is the crown, and 5 is the back. So I'm going to pull out the veil of hair that we would need, which is just about this much. So that leaves all of this we got to do something with. So that leaves this, so we can do our pinching and our pulling, and we can get it soft and pretty. So there's our veil of hair. And let's just make sure I get it even on both sides. And this is really all we're going to need to get this soft look in here. The rest of it is going to be tricks to hide it. Now, to get this down here, to get these wraps and twisted pieces, this up piece here is coming from the side. These are here from the nape. You can see there's the parting starts here, and then the crown poof is here. So there's a lot of this that gets draped way in here. And sometimes they see the look from the back, but then from the front they don't like how soft or loose it is. So have those conversations. So now let's look at what do we need for the wrapping of the bottom. Again, we really don't need a whole lot of hair. We just need another veil. So we're going to go down into section 5 and grab back here in the crown area, section 4, and let's just, this is when you're thinking through, what do I need? What do I need for this area? Let me pin this away for now. and see what I need. All right, so I've got this, and this can come around, and this can twist and wrap, and it actually could pin and twist and wrap right and come back again, and almost a third time. So you've got lots of the length. So we've just got a veil in here, just a small veil. So I'm going to go back now to this drawing, and we need to use up some of the hair in here and some of the hair down there. So let's look at, remember, we're going to use the front to get the soft crown. So right now we don't need a whole lot of hair up in this area. We can use some of it, but we're, you know, certainly depending on her bump, how much she actually wants out of this bump area. You can find that out in conversation, how high. I have a really great consultation process. It's in my course that has specific questions that are connected to the construction system. Keep your thumb on that first bobby pin that goes in there. And you kind of got to reach around because you got to keep your thumb on that first bobby pin. And wrap. And wrap. And give yourself, if I can see, give yourself enough length so you can get it back in again. And so that's got that nice tight. All right, so what we need to do is we need to just build up just a little bit. I'm going to take half of this ponytail. And what I want this ponytail to do is to curve around the occipital. Because if we don't curve around the occipital, it's going to stick out more. We want to get down underneath the occipital so this ponytail is not sticking out. We don't want it to pop out. Remember, the goal of this so far is to use up hair that we don't need in the design because this client has too much hair. A flat braid. I'm not looking, I'm just trying to get all this hair together, and then I'm going to stuff it. Thinking through your updos, so I'm just pinning the hair flat, right? I'm just literally going flat. I want this braid to be somewhat flat. When you can start to think through your updos, instead of copying, not copying, but you know, following a really good video where the model might have different hair, right? They always have the perfect hair and they're beautiful, and you know, and I like to really bring reality to my training. That's why I have a dozen mannequin heads with all different lengths of hair. That hair style is lower, so we can come in a little bit lower, and I just kind of want to balance it off. So I'm just gonna braid that, just tuck that braid right into that kind of that space that's there, because I'm looking to create an even shape underneath. We have this veil pulled away and this veil pulled away, and I just want to make sure that my shape down here is even. I'm gonna just tuck the rest of this braid. This is the end. So I got half the ponytail in the braid up here and the other half of the ponytail in the braid underneath. So now we can come in here. I'm gonna go into my sectioning. So I'm going to section off section 2 and 3 of the sides. And I'm going to just look at section 1. And again, working with the client and how she wants the front, how she likes the front. You can kind of now do some of your favorite techniques up in here. Some people like to braid, some people like to flip over, some people like to dual twist. You know, now you can kind of just work with the bride and do some of the things that you like. And if she wants more, you know, fullness, we can do some teasing. And I always talk about, do you like this pieciness? Is it just the softness? And we have those conversations. So I'm going to just give her a little bit of tease. Just want to make sure we don't have a decompression right between what's going on there and what's going on in the back. And this is just thinking through the look and what I want to do. Okay, so I'm like, okay, if I bring that back and I go to here, typically the top slides and splits if it's heavy. So just in this area where I have some cushion, and again, I still have plenty of hair. Two and 3 are the side. 5 is the back. Let's get 5 out of the way. And we'll just keep on adding in to get some of these looks in this area here. And one of my rules is I always go side to side. Always go side to side because it just helps maintain balance. bit's gonna go down into the head. The other is gonna come right, you're gonna see it right there. There it is, underneath my thumb. Just only need a little bit of that. Don't need all of it. And as you see, I'm still leaving my ends out, right? Because I don't get into all the exactly where everything's gonna live until I have my shape and kind of my thought process. Because if you get so perfect in making your wraps now and you still have all this to bring back, you're going to inevitably hide something really pretty you spent time on, and your brain is going to be like, oh, but this piece is so pretty, I don't want to cover it. Then you spend the rest of the time doing a design so you don't cover that pretty section. Don't do pretty yet. Don't do pretty yet. Pretty, isn't it pretty? Can kind of come up and under over there. I want to reach it, so I'm going to split that. I want to get in there and go right back to the head, let that close back up. All right, so now we've got to bring up and finish off this look back here. I'm going to take my ends. These are all the ends from all these sections in the front. Just going to kind of gather them together. And this is so you can think through your styles. Just gathering all those ends together. I love my little ponytails. We're going to finish off, and again we talked about how much time you have, you know, what is the look, how fast do you need to go, how intricate. And so I'm going to take a section of the middle. This is, you can do your own thing. You can grab all that and you can come back crisscross real quick. You can throw it all in a braid. You can throw it all in, you know, in a big giant knot and spread it out, okay? The back is up to you, right? Section 5 is up to you. You know, boom, 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 you're done. So it's always thinking through and not getting stuck on shoulds, but thinking through. And even the bigger, longer ones, so that you can take this knot and really go in, go find some hair to really hook into and get this look up. So that's a quickie. That's a quickie option with, you know, with that back. Let me just have some fun and put in another option. See, so you want your outside edge smooth. And you kind of want to hold it up in the direction where it's going to go. Start your twisting. And don't be afraid part way with all this length to stick in another ponytail. That just really helps hold things, and they're easy enough to hide these little clear elastics. So again, you've got this up, you've got the ponytail now. You can do some of your pinching and your pulling. And I'm going to use that trick again where I just hold that over, and I can look at, you know, some of the details. Maybe this needs to come up a little bit more up here. Some of this I want to pull just because it's prettier, and you can just kind of play and make this back area your own. So you can take your twisting, you've got the elastic. I'm going to just take one pin near the elastic. You don't have to grab it, you just grab a little piece of hair next to it. So that's kind of in there. You can see the elastic's right there. Here's the rest of that tail. And remember, this blonde stuff is really pretty sometimes if you want to like wrap it, and then you can maybe drape some of the blonde across. That's always fun to do. I love to do those details, and when you have a system, your brain is really free, creative-wise, to think about these things. So then your updo is just like a little bit notched up, and people are like, how'd you do that? Well, I follow a system that allows me creative freedom to do some of these things that makes my updos memorable and requested, and I can charge higher prices. To pinch or pin where I'm pinching. There's the bobby pin right into my thumb. I don't want to get too bulky up too high because it's already got good, you know, you want to check your work from the side. You don't want it to get up too high. Nor do you want it to be too wide on her neck. You want the neck to show. You know, that's what makes it pretty, is that some of the neck shows. When you use all the hair and you don't hide it in the tricks like I just did, the hair is too big. It's too big for the client. And when you have a system, when you follow my system, your brain is free to make all these creative choices, because the first thing we did was we got rid of 75% of this hair. We didn't need it all. So now my brain is free to be creative and to be able to charge the big bucks